Alright guys, I took a break from playing Path of Exile 2 and went to play Diablo 2 and realized that I still have all these characters that are full of stuff and I never did anything with them, and it's just been sitting there for the last year. So I figured someone might want this. This is my Dragondin Paladin in Diablo 2. It's on PlayStation Softcore. This character is absolutely disgusting. Like, this shouldn't even be in the game. It's basically a walking simulator. You just run around and everything dies. But before giving away this character and cleaning it out, I thought I would just make a quick video to immortalize Diablo, immortalize it on the internet, if you will, so that if anyone wants to replicate it in the future, they know how it works. But I'm running the Flickering Flame on my character and not my mercenary. You could put it on your mercenary as well, but I just prefer the look of it on my character. So I'll just buzz you through really fast, like how everything works on this character, what the rune words are. So it's got a Hand of Justice, Phase Blade, Dragon Archon Plate, Flickering Flame, Bone Visage, Amara's, Dragon Shield, Alder's Advance, Ravenfrost Ring, Gold Wrap Belt, and then I just have a Scintillating Ring with some Magic Find and some Resists. You don't really need a lot of stats. Once you run this, you can pretty much just run some extra Magic Find. But yeah, I'm just running Treachery, Vamp Gaze, Insight on my mercenary, and then I just have a bunch of different skillers and nihilists and everything else, right? This character's super broken. It's really broken. It's basically just a walking simulator. You just walk through the game and everything dies. Like, people have heard of one button builds. This is literally like a no button build. You don't even press buttons. Everything just dies instantly. But yeah, this is just a quick view of how all the combat skills are set up. And as you can see, like, I just went with the most aesthetic pieces. Like the Archon Plate with the Bone Visage and the Phase Blade looks really, really good. I care more about aesthetics in the game than I really do about functionality. Like, you might be able to get 10% stronger, but you look 80% cooler like this, so it's worth being 10% weaker. But yeah, you could swap the Flickering Flame onto your mercenary. It'd probably be better. But yeah, that's all the rune words are. I'm just running it with Amara's. You could run a High Lords. You could kind of do whatever with this. This is going to work totally fine. It's really, really turbo OP, especially if you're just like running through cows, because you just run through the cows and everything just blows up and dies instantly. But I'll buzz you through the skill tree like one more time, just so you can see how it's all set up. I have a CTA and a Spirit on the offhand, so it's just a Call to Arms and a Spirit, and then I just switch back. So that's how that's set up. But I mean, you could have put the Hand of Justice in like a Scepter, but I like the look of the Phase Blade. I think it looks cooler, and I just opt for the cooler looks. But yeah, that's how the stats are all set up. The resists are high. You're super tanky. I killed Uber bosses with this. It was totally fine. It worked totally fine. The skill tree is just set up like this, so you know, you can replicate it and copy it if you want, but that's how it's set up. Yeah, and then just the Conviction. You want the Conviction because then it breaks down the enemy's resistances, and then Holy Shield and Zeal are really nice, and Charge just makes you run around super fast. You can just zoom around the map, which is like kind of like it's basically like teleporting. It's like super fast. It's just like teleporting. But you can easily do all the content in the game like this. It's going to work totally fine. This is like turbo late game equipment. Like, this is not equipment you're going to get early on in the game. Like, these are like expensive rune words and really hard to farm. Like, I ran a lot of Travancore with my Barbarian to farm this stuff. But once you get it, it makes you super turbo OP. And you can basically just stand around and enemies will just blow up and die. So every time your Holy Fire pops, just everything dies. So that's how that works. And even on like super hard enemies, it still one-shots most of them as long as they're not fire resistant. And then the ones that are fire resistant, it might just take 1 or 2 pops, but then they'll die as well. So, and the Mercenary, the reason I opted for the Insight and the V-Gaze on the Mercenary instead of the Flickering Flame is the Insight's really nice when you're charging around the map, because you run out of mana when you charge everywhere. But if your Mercenary has Insight on, you just get permanent mana, and Insight's really cheap. It's like a really easy rune word. Like, you can put Insight together really, really easily. So I would recommend the insight just for that reason. But yeah, this works super good. I would recommend it to anyone if they are playing late game and they want to play the most turbo cringe easy mode build ever. This is basically that, and it doesn't get much more easy than this. You don't really have to worry about attacking most enemies if you don't want to, and if you do attack enemies, obviously you have Zeal, and Zeal's really strong, so you can just kind of whap them down really fast. That is pretty much how it works. You get the idea. So if you want this stuff, just throw a comment down below. I'm just going to give all this stuff away to someone, whoever wants it, whoever's going to use it. I haven't been using it. It's just been sitting in my stash totally still. Oh, yeah, I forgot that I could use Zeal. Right, there we go. But yeah, you can just Zeal down the bosses really fast. And obviously, if you're fighting Uber bosses, you just swap to like the attack rating stuff, right? But that's pretty much it. If you guys want to get notified of more of these, just like and subscribe, and I'll just keep posting them and giving them away.